world? What up, guys? Wheat, what it do? Welcome back to the wheat field. Welcome to you. If you are new, hey, welcome to you too. What's the vibe? What's the energy? What's going on in you, around you, with you, other people? Not necessarily other people, but we are affected by other people. So, I don't know what it is. But we started off the day feeling great, like when we rose, but then we got a phone call that kind of just like made us flipped our energy just a bit. I'm not a big fan of emotional manipulation, beloved. And I don't mind doing certain things, especially like I had already planned to do it, but then I got a phone call like, coming up with it's a tactic that a certain person uses to make you feel like you should do something. It's like emotional manipulation. So it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not a big fan of emotional manipulation. Like, if you want me to do something, just ask me. Don't make up an emotional reason that you want me to respond to get me to do something that you think I otherwise wouldn't do. So I don't know if anybody has had that experience. It's pretty general. So yeah, this isn't that irritating. Hey Veronica, thank you so much for tapping in, sis. I meant to get back with you, but yesterday my energy was just off. So I want to talk to you about our collabo and when we could plan it to do it for everybody. So I'm super excited, but I just was not in a good energy space yesterday. I don't know what happened. After we got back from being out, it's just like, I don't know if it was too much sun or whatever, but it was just like, we did a pre-recorded, some mini reads, so hopefully y'all will check them out. But yeah, I don't know. I was planning on doing a certain thing anyway, but then a person called me and it was like on some emotional manipulation to get me to do something I had already agreed to do anyway. It's like I don't like that. It makes me feel like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you so much, Monica. Hey, Kiki. Thank you so much for tapping in. Yeah, it was just like a thing. I'm like, let's just do some mini reads and upload them and see how that goes. So let's get the general comment. It's a general collective reading. Today is a Soulful Sunday. I think today is the 5th, maybe. October 5th. So 10, 5, 9. 5 and 9 is 14, and one more is 15, and 1 and 5 is 6. So, giving and receiving, reciprocity. You shouldn't have to emotionally manipulate anybody to do something for you. You know what I mean? And if you feel like a person needs to emotionally manipulate you, then maybe that's something that you need to think about. Like, does that bother you for people to try to get you in your feels so that you can do something that you otherwise wouldn't do? Let's get the comments up so I can see. Yes. Oh, sis. A Walmart driver just woke you up. Yeah, emotional manipulation is so irritating. It's like if you gotta go through all of that to manipulate somebody's feelings to get them to do a certain thing, then it's just not real. It's like, and who wants to live in a fake ass, false ass reality? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I made you feel the kind of way, so you do something for me. That's just so, ugh. Ask and you shall receive, right? Let's see. This one. Spirit is bringing up affirmation. So thank you to the Most High God. Let's get some energy on this and see what it is that we pulling on. Because it did switch our energy up. We were like feeling one kind of way, and then we got that call, and it was like, oh, why did that bother me? And then I heard, I was like, because they're emotionally manipulating. That's why it bothers you. So this one. Let's see. It says, embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold. So today, a part of the rhythm is like, I'm seeing a disturbance because of emotional manipulation. Like, nobody wants to feel like somebody is pulling on their energy, their heartstrings to get them to do something that they otherwise wouldn't do, or they would have did it anyway for you. But it's like you're making me feel guilty or some sort of way. And I don't like to associate my giving with guilt, right? I like to be a joyful giver. I'm gonna do it because I feel good about doing it, not because you tried to make me feel bad, like if I don't do it, right? So it's a difference. So it says, whenever you feel overwhelmed, take 3 deep breaths and calmly repeat this affirmation. What is the affirmation? I embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold. I embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold. I embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold. Just let it unfold. Let people be who they gonna be. I accept and love myself and other people unconditionally, right? So, sometimes you know who people are, and if you are having a hard time identifying the emotional manipulators in your life, this could be a good message for you. It's something about that. So take a couple of deep breaths. Go with the flow. Yes, we back. Yes, now let's get it. Yes. Emotional manipulation. It sucks, right? But that also tells me like to make sure that I'm being emotionally intelligent and being like very mindful that I'm not projecting emotions onto other people, right? That whatever it is that I'm looking for, I could just ask out of goodness, out of kindness, and either they will do it or they won't. They were either obliged or they won't, right? And I just have to live with the response that they're gonna give, and you don't need to emotionally manipulate a person to do shit. Root girl, the disowned self. Oh, why does somebody feel disowned? Or is it a part of you that doesn't feel connected? Disowned. 4 and 6 is a 10. It's given, I do see 4 as stability, but I'm feeling more 4 of Cups type of energy. And 6 could be like the past, like feeling like loss of opportunity, or you don't have something, maybe from the past. It could be reciprocity with other people that you are connected to, is what I'm getting. And in this energy, feeling disconnected from their roots or disowned, a disconnection from self, could mean that a person has a tendency to emotionally manipulate to get their needs met. Like they may have learned how to emotionally manipulate because they don't feel like they can get their needs met genuinely. Like I can genuinely, authentically have my needs met. I feel safe in that without having to emotionally manipulate a person into doing it. This one. Yeah, compassion. And see, detox is here. Detox, repairing the mind, body, and spirit. Somebody is either challenged with that or they're not doing it. And we see compassion, right? So heart, home. Like, can I get my needs met? Will people be compassionate with me? Will they support me? Will they do the thing that I need to be done without me emotionally manipulating? And I'm getting somebody doesn't feel like that. Like, it's something that's off. It's like I'm getting like ripped apart, like shreds. So this person could have been shredded. It may have been something that happened to them, like again, going back to their roots, like what made them feel grounded, feel secure. And security is all about getting your needs met. So a person who doesn't feel secure, who doesn't feel like confident that their needs will be met, can learn how to emotionally manipulate in order to get people to do what it is that they want them to do. And that could show up in many ways. It could be the woe is me type of syndrome. Nobody helps me. The world is always happening to me. All these problems are always, it's just me, 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 me. Nobody understands. Nobody cares. Or I've seen people emotionally manipulate based on real life situations. Like if you have an illness or something like that, it's like, oh, this is so big for me, or it's just me, and this is happening to me, that I don't have power, I don't have ability, I don't have capability. And sometimes it's true, but a lot of people, despite their disability or their illness, can be very powerful, right? They still don't sit in this emotionally manipulative space trying to get people to feel sorry, give sympathy, empathy, or just do whatever it is that they need. You can get your needs met regardless of what without manipulating. Yeah, see, rising above the fray. Eagle energy. Eyes of the eagle. So what is it that you need to see? What is it that you need to focus on? Be targeted, like have an eagle eye point of view on, see it from a higher perspective, letting yourself rise. And the 1 and 8 is also a 9, and the compassion is also a 9. Now, for us, we can see that this certain person, we are very compassionate towards them, and we would have did what they were asking for anyway. We had already committed to it, decided that we were going to do it. But when we got the call today about something that felt emotionally manipulative, it just changed the whole energy or synergy of it. Y'all know what I'm saying? Yeah. Thank you so much, Shania. Oh, wow. That's my daughter's name. It's not spelled the same. Yours is spelled like Shania Twain, but hers is Shaniyyah, like Naya, but Shania. So that's awesome. And thank you so much for your compliment. I appreciate you. We've been growing our hair, our antennas, since about 2006. So we're going on 20 years, and we've cut them several times. We just recently cut them again. So we love it. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Healing. See, me talks, repairing the body, mind, and spirit. Somebody does need to go inside and work on healing. This says your body, mind, and soul, aka spirit, is in a period of deep healing right now. It's coming from something way, way back. Rooted girl disowned self, right? Is an attachment from self. It says you're going through many transformations at once, and you're being asked to allow yourself to receive the healing you need with open arms and with an open heart. Not only giving self-compassion, receiving compassion from others, and knowing that you don't have to manipulate anybody to get it. You don't. You don't have to manipulate people, right? That's the revelation, unmarked trail, right? That's the revelation for somebody. Now, this could be, again, it could be you, because I think everybody in the past or in some time in your life may have, used the tactic of emotional manipulation. You want a person to feel, to be up in their feels. And it's a thing about, positive, high vibrational emotional manipulation and low vibrational emotional manipulation. Even in this space, oh, yes. Hey, Michael. Look, over here in this space, we all about the Alpha and Omega. Y'all, come on, we feel. Let them know it's all about the the Alpha and Omega be with us. You talking about the beginning and the ending, the first and the last. Yes. Speaking to my heart, the Alpha and Omega are with us. They bring messages through us. We are a channel messenger onto them, a willing and surrendered vessel for them to use to bring the messages through. And we pray that we are spiritually strengthened and edified to bear the yoke that's on these shoulders, and that we overflow. And it goes out into the wheat field. And it meets you. And that you are spiritually edified and strengthened too to bear the yoke that the Alpha and the Omega placed upon you, and that you overflow. And we meet in the middle with unity, clarity, the understanding that we are whole, we are complete, that there's nothing broken and there's nothing missing. Come on with this thing. That the infinite intelligence is breathing, it lives. Pause on that. Take a minute. Pause, think. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Sometimes we have to pause and think about why we're doing something. What is the intention? What's the motivation? What is the outcome you're looking to extract? Like, what are you trying to create? And that's when we were getting like emotional manipulation on a high vibe and a low vibe. This is emotional manipulation. Am I messing with your feels? Is that the intention? Yes. What is it for? To have you believe in yourself, to be rooted and grounded in your whole you, so that you love on your whole self, that you remember that the divine lives inside, the word was written in your heart, in your spirit, and as the breath moves in this vessel, beloved, you are empowered. You can do anything that the Alpha and Omega already showed you could do, because why? They do it through you. They do it through you. What? Pause and think about it. Do I want you to feel empowered? Yes. Do I want you to be in touch with your divine self? Yes. Do I want you to know that anything and everything that the Spirit has showed you can and shall be? Yes. If you believe, you know, you are confident, you are self assured, you are secure in that yes. Yes. That is a form of emotional manipulation. It's influence, right? We are all influenced by something. But you can tell when somebody is emotionally manipulating you on that low vibration, it's giving toxicity. You know when it's a low vibe. When somebody is really trying to make you feel guilty for not doing something. If you don't do it, it's going to cause a hardship for somebody else. Now, if you don't step into your full self, what is the ripple effect? That creation doesn't get the benefit of your soul's purpose, beloved. You were here to successfully complete your soul mission. And creation is waiting for you to step into your power and to do it. Yes, yes, yes. But the other spectrum is you emotionally manipulate me to do something that makes me feel guilty. It makes me feel regretful. I don't feel joy when I'm doing it. It's like taking away from me to fulfill something for you to meet your need because you made me feel bad about not doing it. That's the low vibration. If we encourage you to stand into your fullness, continue on your soul's journey, and you feel great and you feel uplifted and supported while you go forward, not only do we feel great, you feel great. It's a mutual joy that's exchanged. Not somebody that's trying to pull on you to make you feel bad to get you to do what they want you to do. Whole different thing, totally different vibe, is it not? Right, so it's like using fear and guilt as a way of getting somebody to do something instead of encouraging them and letting them know that they are powerful and that they are strong, and doing it is also in their benefit for their own upliftment so that their gifts could be shared. They could live in their fullness. We drinking soursop tea. It's not bad, right? We have these little baggies and we make our own tea. So that's something for somebody. If you like tea bags and you can do your own herbs, you can make your own tea bags. And it's really good for you. And you know the ingredients that are in it. Soursop is very great for the body, cleanses the system, cleanses the liver. It helps with inflammation. It helps with antioxidants so that you remove free radicals from the body, things that, you know, gunk up your cells and could start like dis-ease in the body. So all of this is very good. So if you are into soursop and you're not allergic, maybe you should try it. See, that's emotional manipulation. That's me wanting you to encourage you to try something that, you know, might be good for you. Maybe you feel it. Oh, you know what? I'm excited. Right? That gets your feels. It got you going. Yeah. But not somebody that call you and be like, if you don't do this, or can you, and life, and I cannot stand that. Oh, it gets underneath my skin. It's a peeve that just got petted. Self-love. See, whoever this person is as disavowed or, you know, connected from themselves, it's given like, you know, they really need to heal mind, body, and spirit so that they come into the energy of self-love and knowing that they are worthy and they're deserving of every abundance in the universe, treating themselves with love and respect, and everything that they desire will follow suit. Right? You don't have to emotionally manipulate people to get them to do what you think that you want them to do. Because sometimes what you want other people to do for you is something that you should be doing for yourself. This one. This one. Yes. Hi, my little teapot. It's so funny. Your name is My Little Teapot, and we literally were talking about soursop tea. That's awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, wow. Oh, and it says My Little Teapot birthing experience. Are you a doula or something like that? Do you help women with like natural births and easing the child's entrance into the world? Thank you, Michael. Yes, that I'm telling you, that right there, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. That is absolutely our mantra. You said it. Oh, yes, you are a doula. Nice. I love that. I love that. Because medical, medicine nowadays, everything is against the woman's body. It works against her. It puts her in danger. I feel like birth is like the first trauma that an infant really experiences in the world coming through the birth canal. And to anything that we can do to ease that trauma and that transition from one realm into the next, I think it's just a beautiful, beautiful job. And I feel like people in your position are way underappreciated. So thank you for everything that you do, for keeping women safe, making that transition safe and easy. Um, I've seen some beautiful birthing experiences, and I wish that we had took that route. We're well past that now, but I'm just glad that people have that option, like they're returning to it. I react with peace and ease no matter how stinky the cheese. I remember. I remember. It's giving I react with peace and ease no matter how stinky the cheese. I remember when I used to get so out of pocket about stuff like this. Because I don't like people trying to force me to do things that either I was going to do it anyway, but now you're trying to make me feel bad about it, so it's leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Like, I really don't want to do it now because you try to emotionally manipulate me to do it. Um, it takes me back to like things that are like very toxic, like grooming people. You know what I mean? Like, and grooming is an emotional manipulative practice, right? You get into a person's emotions, their feelings, into their psyche, and you groom them to do things that they otherwise wouldn't do. Right, and they play on emotional attachments. And I'm a Queen of Cups. I'm a Cancer, so I definitely have deep emotional feelings. I'm also an empath. I'm a highly sensitive person. I'm a range of clairs, like you name it, we freaking got it. Okay, from mediumship to psychic touch or clairtangent, clairaudient, clairsentient, clairvoyant, clairsalient, claircognizant. I mean, you just keep going, and baby, it's packed in here. Okay, telepathic, telekinetic. Working on the telekinesis. We've experienced it once or twice, but we haven't been able to do it consistently. So we're working on building and strengthening that gift. The telepathic, oh, that shit is on. Love it. And that is really getting stronger. So be careful. Think about gifts are coming out this month as well. I was picking that up as a side note. But it's giving us again, life isn't about what happens to you. It's not about the beauty that happens, and it's not about the bullshit that happens. Life is about how you choose to react when shit happens. No matter how stinky the cheese gets, you can either stay calm and use your energy to move forward or move towards your vision, or you can allow the cheese to consume your energy, stink up the rest of your life too. We suggest the former rather than the latter. Right, the latter can lead to lactose intolerance and extreme constipation. So somebody could be very intolerant and full of shit. So again, emotionally manipulative. I don't know why I was saying emotionative. That was coming out like what? Blended shit together. So whenever you feel overwhelmed by life, you know what I mean? It's not about what's happening. It's about how you react to it. Breathe, take some deep breath, and embrace the rhythm of life and let it unfold, beloved. Let it unfold. Kind of like this message. We don't really know where we're going. But we do know we don't like emotional manipulation. We get that some people are disconnected. They have disavowed something within themselves and they need to heal it, mind, body, and spirit. So that even if they are attempting to influence another person's actions by tapping into their emotion, they can do it from a high powered, high vibrational space. Like, again, motivation and inspirational speaking is emotional manipulation. But what is it doing? What is the intent, right? What is the agenda? It is to make you feel empowered, to remember your power, to remind you that you can do whatever it is that you set your mind to. Whatever you focus on, you can achieve. If the spirit gave you a vision, your clairvoyance, right? Then whatever they showed you, one has already been done in the spirit, so it happened. You can go forward knowing that the spirit will help you perform it, right? You two will work together, you three, however you count, your spiritual source. Alpha and Omega, we say us three, us four. This Alpha and Omega, the breath and the word, right? It will happen. So think about how people are trying to use their influence in your life. See it from a higher perspective. Can you look at it and say, okay, I get what they're trying to do, right? They may be trying to make me feel overwhelmed with some sort of emotion. That emotion could be guilt, it could be remorse, it could be regret. Like, supposedly, I'll regret something or I'll have remorse over something. I'll be guilty of something if I don't perform this action for them, something that they want me to do. And that's never a good place to give from, because your giving should have joy associated. Give with a joyous heart. That's what we're getting. What would you like? This one. This. All right, all right, all right. Looks like we're getting some dream cards out. Let's see what the spirit has to say. Thank you to the Alpha and Omega. Hey, Kerwin, thank you so much. I appreciate you, beautiful soul. Thank you for being here. Yes. My little teapot, emotional vampires. They do. They seek to siphon off your emotion to get something out of you. And they know how to glamour. Oh, excuse me. You talking about glamoring a person to get them to fall in or lean into something into them, and they, you probably normally wouldn't. You know what I mean? Or even if you would, you don't have to be manipulated into doing it. You just don't. And I think that's what bothered me, because it was like I was going to do it anyway. Like, you didn't have to do that to get me to do what I was already going to do. When faced with new situations or people, don't compare yourself, your life, or your place to theirs. Absolutely not. No comparison. Right? We are kind of comparing low vibrational to high vibrational, but at the same time, everybody is on their journey. Right? We don't know what happened to this person to make them feel disconnected to themselves at such a young stage in life. It's given childhood, because that's when security is really laid down, like the foundation in the mind being wired to be secure, to know that your needs are going to be met. It starts all the way back in infancy, which is why I was so like, wow, the woman that's a doula that's here, and we were talking about easing that transition, coming through the birth canal from one portal or one space of reality into another, right? And that sense of security, right, carrying through safeness and reducing the trauma at such a young age, because the brain is still laying down those connections. Those neural connections are still being set, and in that space, infancy, if the baby doesn't come in like with they have a much smoother transition, right? It's not so jarring and disruptive to their system. They're coming in and they're feeling loved, right? A person that chooses a doula has a very deep mindset in terms of how they're birthing, you know what I mean? Wanting to be very natural and, very soothing, and setting the environment for that. It's not astringent, it's not like sterile and like this white, like nothing. It's given like the love that they come into, the closeness, right? Being held, and that when you look down and you start to make those connections, you know what I mean? The brain starts to pick up safety and security. It picks up connectedness, right? And as long as that's carried through, the raising and the rearing of the child, they grow up feeling very grounded, very rooted, very secure. Now you give the opposite vibration where somebody was come in, it was very traumatic, and maybe, there wasn't that solid connection, or even if the connection was broken, right? The home may have been traumatic and things weren't set up to be conducive for security to really be the foundation. This child is going to be fragmented, right? They need healing, right? They need to understand that they are safe and they're secure in their physical world and within themselves. And therefore, they don't need to manipulate anybody else to get their needs met. That's something that's learned in childhood through rearing, beloved. It is. Which one would you like? Speak Your Truth is here. So somebody may need to speak their truth. Somebody needs to learn how to trust in themselves, right? And overcome self-doubt. Again, self-doubt, the ability to have your needs met. We see reassess, and we see taking a chance. So I don't know if this person or somebody's gonna tell them, you know what, do you know that when you approach me like that, that is emotional manipulation? You're trying to guilt me to do something that I would have done anyway. I would have given you the compassion. You didn't need to, try to pull on my heart in that way. Or when you do that, this is what I feel. You know what I mean? Because sometimes people don't know it. They don't know that they're doing this. And sometimes it's a strategy that people employ to get stuff out of other people. But it's not inherently bad, it's what is your intention. How are you using your superpowers? Right? We're spiritually gifted. I could use my gift for low vibrational the same way I could use it for upliftment. Right? It's not, the gift itself isn't bad. It is how I intend to use it. What is the result I'm looking for? So it says, instead, say interesting. This allows your mind to be open instead of closed off in self pity. All possibilities are open to you as they are to others. So somebody doesn't feel like, all the possibilities are open to them as they are to other people. Their mind could be closed off. They could be thinking that I need to emotionally manipulate to get my needs met. And when they look at other situations or people comparing themselves to them, instead of saying, oh, that's great, they can do it, I can too, it's like, no, how can I emotionally manipulate to get the same result as you? And that's a big difference. Yeah. Anything else? Yes. What would you like? There's something about slowing down. I feel like the spirit is slowing us all the way down. All the way down. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad you were strolling and scrolling by and found us. Thank you. I appreciate you. Hopefully you subscribe and become a part of the tribe. You are the we. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And baby, it is not nothing that we do. It is the Alpha and Omega that brings all things. Thank you, Michael. I'm telling you, he just don't know. I don't know if he was being the kind of way, if you were really being weird or real. It's something about weird. But it's like, I don't know like which way to take it, but we choose to take it on a high vibrational because that is really the mantra. So if you read through the description, you will see that's exactly what it says. Five of Swords. Look, mental conflict. And I'm getting ruthless win. And compromise or compassion is here. But it's like a ruthless win. Somebody could really be into emotionally manipulative strategy and tactics to get their needs met. Like, it's strategy. Ten of Swords. And we see Empress. Ten of Swords is here. That's betrayal, like deep anguish. And we see an Empress. Yeah, Ace of Cups. And that's something either about the love that they pour out, very nurturing, very giving. Mother energy. And we see King of Swords, somebody in their head thinking. And it causes conflict. Right? And it should be ethics over emotions, right? You can try and use emotions, but are your ethics high? Like, balance your head and your heart. If you have poor ethics, right, and it's only to bring drama and conflict or because somebody else is conflicted, then the ethics could definitely be questionable, right? It's like, what are you trying to achieve? Seven of Cups. I don't know if this is options, but it's giving grandiose, and we see temptations. I feel like somebody is like over the top emotionally manipulative, right? It's like they be doing the most. Like it make their life seem like, if I'm dying over here, you know what I mean? Like, please, and you get there and it's like, you ever seen somebody that, okay, not to play on the bros, you know what I mean? Brothers, I love you. But y'all know, women, we build different. We carry babies, we birth, you know what I mean? We have to keep going when the child is sick, we sick. Things don't stop because we get ill. We have to press through it, right? The pain tolerance that we have and the ability just to do what we do naturally to push out a whole human being, natural, You talking about a pain tolerance. You talking about a strong mind, control, breathing tactics, and all that. Come on. You know what I'm saying? This is real. Somebody could get a cold, a sniffle, and you laid up in the bed. You need a whole hospital built in the bedroom. You need somebody waiting on you 24 hours a day. You got the Kleenex, you got the motherfucking soup, you got the Vicks vapor rub on your chest, under your nose. I mean, you damn near need an IV drip, is what it's giving. You know, it's the people who go that far when it's really not that deep, but it's only to extract some sort of sympathy. Like they are literally working your emotion to get something from you, like doing the fucking most. Yeah, affect your decisions. This person who does it could face judgment, right? It could get to the point where people are like, you know what, you just too much, you do too much. You know what I mean? We get it. We see your tactics and we are no longer engaging in it. See, the Empress with all this love and compassion, she's calling the judgment. She's like, I ain't gonna keep doing that. Like, I see what it is, right? 9 of Wands. Shit. Putting up a boundary, withstanding that adversity. You don't need to get me to do what you need me to do through emotionally manipulative tactics. You don't have to make it like it's the worst. You don't have to be grandiose and trying to figure out which option is going to be the best, who going to do the most for you and all this shit. It's given like speaking up and telling this person, you know what, this is my boundary and it's been set. I've decided that I'm no longer going to allow this tactic. I'm no longer going to play into it. Like, no. Look, 2 of Swords. Right? Like, that's done. It's a difficult decision to make to end it with the Death card, right? But it's a necessary ending. Like 4 of Swords. Like, you need to be able to rest, or you need to go over here and you need to heal. Magician. Nobody wants to be manipulated. See, Lovers. This is definitely somebody that you are attached to, or people that we have partnerships with, right? You want it to be a partnership based on reciprocity, on real loving actions like empathy, sympathy, compassion, right? It's like learning and communicating with each other for the sake of understanding. You don't have to go through such lengths to get me to do something that I probably would have done anyway, beloved. Which one? This one? Yeah, Emperor. See? Strong leader, but somebody definitely is in their emotions and they are emotionally manipulative as a way of maintaining control or to get their needs met. Yeah, 3 of Cups is here. And we see gleeful celebration, and that's giving me, like, again, that joyful or gleeful giving. Like, you don't want to give from a place of guilt that doesn't have the right vibration attached to it. You don't feel good about it, and they probably don't even feel good about it. It's like it just perpetuates them staying in a stuck cycle, and they don't learn. 2 of Swords, they stay in this stuck cycle. But if you were to tell them, you know what, I have a boundary, like I made a choice, I made a decision, like the judgment is, I'm going to put up a boundary to block out this adversity, right? I am no longer giving with a guilty heart. I'm giving with a joyful heart, right? I don't want to have a guilty conscience either way. You guilt me into doing something I don't want to do, and then I do it because I don't want you to feel bad, or I'm trying to circumvent some sort of happening that may not even happen anyway. But then after I do it, I still feel bad. I still feel a kind of way because I know that you are emotionally manipulating me. I know I'm doing something that I maybe didn't want to do, right? Or you just sap the joy out of it doing it any fucking way. You know what I'm saying? Offering the Alpha and Omega some tea. Yeah. It's given that this Emperor needs to heal. Healing so somebody can actually probably step up into their Emperor energy. But it's something about needing to rest or pull back. You know what I mean? Becoming a leader, or something about this leader is changing. It's a necessary ending. I don't know if you will end your relationship with this person or just simply place a judgment, boundaries, and change the dynamic of it. so that whatever you do in the relationship or the partnership, you do it with a joyful, gleeful, giving heart. Right, you feel good and high vibrational about your giving, not somebody that's siphoning off of your energy and trying to make you feel bad if you don't give it. Anything else? Yes. This. And then that's it. Okay, so thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. I guess it's a quick little message. We're gonna pull something from the universe, message from the universe, and see what they got. We got one. Anything else? Sometimes holding on does more damage than letting go. So leave behind all that has been weighing you down for so long and reach for opportunities that are waiting for you. I promise you, you will not regret it. See, it's definitely something about releasing things that bring regret. Allowing people to emotionally manipulate you, saying you'll regret not doing something, and then when you do it, you still regret it anyway because it's not associated with high vibrational giving. Emperor. What's meant to be yours is already making its way to you. What was never yours is starting to flee from you. And that's why you don't really need to emotionally manipulate, right? What's meant for you is already working its way towards you. I was going to do the thing anyway. So the help was already on its way. So to call and emotionally manipulate me to get me to do something that I was going to do anyway just changes my energy. Now my giving is not necessarily associated with the gleefulness that was already present when I made the judgment, the decision. Now I'm feeling the emotional manipulation. Like, well, damn, you didn't even have to say that to get me to do something I was going to joyfully do anyway. I'd already planned on it, right? But it changes the... I'm hearing it put some stank on it. You know what I mean? It just put that nasty energy. Like, now I don't want to fucking do it since I can see and recognize that you're trying to emotionally manipulate me. Now my judgment has changed. Now I don't want to do the shit. Like, now. Anything else? No. Okay. With time, it would all make sense. For now, bear the confusion, 7 of Cups. Right? Bear the confusion and focus on living fully in the present. Don't let your whole life be, I'll be happy when, I'll be happy when. Be happy now. Be happy now. You know, now is all that we really have. It's the present. It's the gift. You know what I mean? And it's always a good time to heal. It's always a good time to come into alignment, to reflect, to reassess. Why is it that a person, because it may not be you, it could be a person that you're connected to, but it's like, why would this person do this? Why would they feel like emotional manipulation is the best way to get their needs met, right? Where you have to make a person feel guilty, regretful, or remorseful, or like they will feel these things if they don't do something for you. And sometimes it's some shit that you could do for yourself. Right, so where is it that you need to heal? Where do you need to travel back to in your childhood and start to repair and integrate that emotion or that version of self so that you can feel whole, secure, and confident that you can meet your own needs, that you can do it? Because again, there's so many people that have like whatever the affliction or ailment is, and they have the ability to meet their own needs. They do. And they are able to sit in such an empowered position that people are more than happy to give and to assist. But if you sit in a disempowered position and the woe is me, eventually people get tired of being emotionally manipulated to do things that a person can do for themselves if they just take the power and the action to get up. Don't sit in the 4 of Cups. There's opportunity in the present. What can you do to heal now? What can you do to bring your mind, body, and spirit into alignment? You always could look back. You can always self-assess. You can always reflect. You can always do things like whether it's journaling to get your emotions out. You may not know exactly what you're feeling, but you could just jot things down. It doesn't have to be mental. You could just let the pen flow. Right? It's like brainstorming. Whatever the hell comes out, it just comes out. Don't try to organize it. Don't try to dissect it. Don't try to get into it and go any further. Just let it flow out. right? Eventually, the spirit will start to organize things in a way that makes it good for you to receive it, to take it in, to dissect it, to digest it, to start to transmute it, to change and alchemize that energy. So that you can get back into your sacral. You can understand that every possibility exists for you the same way it does for other people. That you can be rooted and grounded in security, that you're connected, right? Even your earth star chakra, where it's like, I'm connected to Gaia, and Gaia is fruitful. Everything that's in the plane was already set for us, for our goodness, for our health, for our well-being. Just like these sour stop leaves, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could do it yourself. Like, it's plentiful. And there's more than enough to go around. We have not reached our carrying capacity, right? We're still growing, we're still expanding. There's more than enough for all of us. And if you didn't learn that in childhood, then it's something that you have to work on as an adult, right? We don't have, the ability to change what happened in the past. And some things are just not, your fault. Of course, there's no blame on that. But the responsibility for your own well being always lies with you, beloved. It does. So if you are experiencing emotional manipulation with a person because they have some sort of traumatic background that has taught them that's how they get their needs met, becoming an energetic vampire, right? Then you get to make the decision to place a boundary, right? To say, I'm no longer going to engage in that. You get to choose for you. I'm going to give with a gleeful, joyful heart so that all my giving is high vibrational. That way, what I'm receiving is high vibrational. I don't want to give with a regretful heart and then continue to get shit that's going to create the emotion of regret. This is giving and receiving, beloved. That's the way the energy flows, right? If I sow out regret, then I'm going to get regret, right? I'll reap that. No, I want to sow out all my giving with joy. Therefore, what I get back is joyous. So if anybody is trying to make you do something out of a space of guilt, remorse, or regret, then you have the rights. And I'm getting the spirit saying, like, you really should put a boundary around that. Anything else? No. That's what we got, y'all. 46, 58, or 49, 50 when we said it. We couldn't see. Yeah, 46, 53. So, be careful. Emotional manipulation is a thing, and it can swing both ways. It could be high vibrational with inspiration and motivating for somebody to change for the highest good, or it could be emotional manipulation as a strategy to get somebody else using it to get their needs met. And it doesn't matter whether you feel good or not, right? They actually use you feeling bad as a means to get whatever they want. You come out of it feeling had, like you got played. You know what I mean? And nobody wants to feel like you're getting played, especially over something you would have did anyway. And I'm sure somebody has had that, because that's just the principle. People play on your emotions to get you to do some shit that you probably would have did anyway if they had been straight and just came on out and just asked you, beloved. Just saying. Thank y'all so much. Hey, Jean, thank you so much for tapping in. Yeah, see, Jean said maybe mentions it to the person that they may have been manipulating for so long that they don't even know they're doing it. They don't even know they're doing it. It's coming from childhood. It's coming from this space. This right here. The disowned self. And from this card, what I'm getting intuitively, I feel security. Like fire, the root, right? It's giving safe space. And with the 10 and the demeanor of the person in the card, it feels like they are disowned. They are separated from self. Like nobody owns them. No, they don't own themselves. They're not fully bodied. And it comes from a separation in childhood. Like you don't know how to get your needs met. When an infant cries, the bond between the parent and the child, the parents and the child, you learn their communication. You learn what they're asking for, what they're saying, how through their cry, and you can meet the need. And therefore the cry is consistent because they know when they make that particular sound, that need gets met. It's a correlation. It's learned behavior, right? But if we don't think about when you cried, you didn't get changed. When you cried, you didn't get fed. When you cried, you didn't get held. You didn't have the comfort. You didn't feel secure. Your needs wasn't met. So now it's like a child will learn to act out. They will learn to do other things to get that need met. And they continue that behavior into adulthood, which means that to them, emotional manipulation is what I've learned in order to get my needs fulfilled, and I will do it. And they become they're no longer conscious of it. It is a part of their automatic or autonomic system, and they just operate that way until somebody says it, like the judgment, like, no, I have to put a boundary in right here because you may not know that you're attempting to emotionally manipulate me to get me to do something that I probably would have done anyway. You know what I mean? I would have already done it. I have compassion. I can see there's a need, and I'm joyfully ready to meet that need. But once you start to manipulate me, it changes my whole vibe. Now I don't want to do it. Because you're not going to make me feel guilty or remorseful or regretful because I didn't do a thing, especially if it's something that I know you could do yourself. I'm just doing it out of the kindness of my heart. You know what I mean? But I really don't have to give that. I could give my good giving to a person who, in my view, deserves that. And I'm going to give you what I think you deserve, which is me give you this conversation that it's a boundary that you don't have to emotionally manipulate me to do any fucking thing. You can ask me, and when I say yes, I'm going to do it, then I'm going to do it, and you can trust it. Or I'm going to say no, I'm not going to do it, and you may need to make other arrangements. Either or, at least you know. You can be secure. You can make your own decision going forward. You emotionally manipulate enough people, folks will fall away from you. They're not going to want to be around somebody that makes them feel guilty about doing anything. That's just not a good place to be at for nobody. That's what I'm feeling. Shoot. Thank you to the Alpha and Omega. Thank y'all so much for hopping in and being here. Somebody don't like what I'm saying. They don't. That's okay, because everything that, that's good for us, you may not like it. Hell, we used to take, what was that, cod liver oil and fucking castor oil and shit like that back in the day. The old school remedies that keep the colds and shit away. That shit wasn't always good. What did Miss Monica say? If it's bitter on the tongue, it's good for the liver. Sometimes that shit is bittersweet, but that's just the message that we have called to deliver. We growing over here. We're expanding ourselves. We're moving to our highest potentiality. And that means that, you don't need nobody emotionally manipulating you. Like, if you are having that problem, then the spirit is encouraging you to put up a boundary. It is. Because somebody definitely needs to be healed. Healing. Oh, wow. Dang, Miss Monica. You had a chilling conversation with it. I can't see if it's your kid's dad that proved that he knew what he was doing. Yeah. Yeah. It's strategy. It's definitely, yep. They be knowing. When I say, and they get good at it. When I mean like that. Look, I know a person that could turn on the waterworks like this. I mean, like, break out into a full snot slide down the wall, kicking like the air cry to get you to do something that they could probably do themselves. But it's just a pull on your emotion. Yeah. Now, see, he may not understand why he developed the strategy. Where did it come from? But it is something that they can be full aware of. Sometimes, cluster B disorders, those mental illnesses develop because of, things that happen very young in infancy. But that doesn't mean that they're not self-aware. That's two different things. A person can be unaware of their emotional manipulation, and when you point it out to them, they'd be like, damn, I didn't realize I was doing that. Thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. I'm going to be cognizant of that going forward. You know what I mean? For a person that actually knows that they're using emotional manipulation tactics, like people, you like actually dig into that and they get better at it. You know, they may not understand why they're doing it, but they know that it's effective. And they know that they get their goals and their agenda, their ends met, their means met through it. So yeah, to them it's a valuable tactic, and they may not want to change it. Yeah, reflection though. If they can't see themselves, you know what I mean, then they're not gonna see it. And some people see themselves and they don't want to change it. Why? Why would I change it? Why do I care to even change it? I'm getting what I want, and that's all that matters. Yeah. Yeah, to see how they respond to the feedback. You will know whether it's a person to keep around you. If you tell them your boundary and they just try to run all over it, they may agree and be like, oh, I didn't know I was doing that. And then the next week they turn around and do the same fuck thing. Because they don't believe you that you're going to hold that boundary. And when you show they have something different and be like, no, I said what I said and it's still that. You know what I mean? Then they'll be like, oh, shocked. Like, oh, shit. And then they could flip and you could become the villain in that story. But that's okay. That's okay. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you're the villain in a couple of people's stories, right? Because people who emotionally manipulate, they're going to change the narrative. They're going to flip the script to make you look like how they think you should look so that they can continue to get what they want to get. They will manipulate any, that's just a part of the strategy. That's the tactic. Break free. But see, somebody may need to break free from that. You may need to come away from people who are not going to change that emotional manipulative tactic. Some will change it and they will work on getting better and healing, but some won't. And the ones that won't, it's up to you to break free because you have the responsibility for your own health and safety. Yeah, so reassess the situation. Look, it's giving, look at it. I don't know about nobody else, but I see a lot of water. And this person is like over waist deep. You know, it's giving that. Waist deep. Like, damn near up to the chest with it. So how much more are you going to sit in a situation where people allow, that, I don't know why we were getting allowed. But it's like allowing yourself to emotionally drown. Because somebody keeps pouring it on and pouring it on and pouring it on. That's what I'm getting. Like somebody just pouring it on. And it's giving like pouring that shit on thick. And I see it like a thick layer or something. But it's like they just keep pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring and pouring. Until eventually you are drowning in their own fucking emotions, beloved. Like you're drowning in their shit. They done dumped all their shit off on you. Yeah, like it's your obligation to fulfill whatever the fuck or fix whatever they're going through. To fulfill their needs or fix whatever they're going through. Like it's your obligation. And it's not, right? But when they start to look and reflect on themselves and how they are required to meet their own obligation, they could start to feel like they're drowning in their own emotion. Because it's so much that they haven't dealt with. The fact that they have this self-doubt, right? And that the abundance of Gaia is just not given on to them. That they have to emotionally manipulate to take from other people. So therefore the Spirit said you must protect yourself, beloved. I told you grounding is the whole thing. This person don't feel rooted. They don't feel grounded. No. And that's the truth that you may need to speak. I love y'all just like I love me. Because it's growing and expanding on a daily. That 1%, just 1%, that's big enough. Over a year, 365, that's 365% increase by growing and expanding 1% daily. So thank you for being here, for coming through. Thank you for everybody that's new. I appreciate you for coming in and sticking this message through. It's a little bit different. We know. These ingredients come together, though. They make a meal, though, and it's supposed to edify our soul. For we growing over here, right? We healing. We getting that wisdom that we need to keep going to expand into our highest potentiality. And the Alpha and the Omega, gave us everything that we need to get through the day. They gave us the intelligence that's built in and the breath that's in our body. I love them. The beginning and the ending that made you, that made me too. Understanding that the first, the last, the beginning, the ending, that we are creation, we are the only begotten. That's what they said, the only begotten. Everything that they made, every pixel, every piece, in every variety, right? And everything in creation has already been provided onto creation for the benefit of it, for your highest good, for the will to be done, beloved, to create heaven, and knowing that you have the power to do it. Today is a gift. What will you do with it? To the next now. Love you so much. Ashe, beloved. Mwah.